Nah, man, Oda cooked in this chapter. I don't think we realized how important that this chapter is, and I'm not going to say like it was like very necessarily action packed, and a lot of characters like the Straw Hats, they weren't necessarily involved, but what's going to be revealed at the end of the chapter, I cannot wait to see the repercussions that this has on the entire world. But what's good, everybody? It's your boy Potential Unleashed. I am back with another chapter review. This is One Piece chapter 1108. It is titled Attention World, and as you guys can tell, I am really excited. This is one of my favorite chapters of all of One Piece, and I'd say at least for 2024 it's definitely one of the best in Egghead, and a lot of people may not agree because it's not necessarily as action packed, but I think the implications on what it has for the rest of the story, it makes up for that. But if you guys enjoy regular anime content like this, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. That is, my name is Potential Unleashed, and let's get into chapter 1108 review. The chapter, it picks up where we left off with Caribou trying to convince Katarina Devon and Van Augur to take him to Blackbeard, and this is where Van Augur, he is a little bit hesitant because he's like, hey, there's so many individuals that are trying to get close to Teach, or there's so many individuals that are trying to take him down. So the fact that he is very cautious of Caribou, I understand. However, Caribou, we know how important he is. He knows that Princess Shirahoshi, she is Poseidon, and that Pluton, it is in Wano. So the fact that he has all this information of 2 of the 3 ancient weapons, it will definitely be important and something that Blackbeard will want to hear. And so the fact that he is going to go there, oh man, the fact that Blackbeard and the Straw Hats are the only 2, or will be the only 2 individuals that knows about where the location of the ancient weapons, that's pretty cool. The battle between the Pacifista and the Vice Admirals are still raging on, and the different Vice Admirals, they're talking about what to potentially do, because they don't want to destroy the Pacifista because they know how good that these things can be. We've seen it at Marineford, we've seen it at Sabaody, and we've seen it all throughout the story, especially now that there's even more advancements that have been made upon them. For example, in this situation, the bubble shield is preventing some of them from being destroyed. So the Vice Admirals, they can't necessarily go all out because they don't want to destroy these valuable weapons, but at the same time, their hands are kind of tied, and eventually they're probably going to have to destroy them if they're unable to capture Bonnie, which is why some of the Vice Admirals, they are trying their best to capture Bonnie. And we see Tosa, he is going after her with the Tosa crunch. I love Frankie and Bonnie's reaction. They look back, they're like, what the fluff are you doing here? We're just trying to leave. However, Dory and Brogy, they stop Tosa before he can attack Frankie and Bonnie, and they are here in order to protect the Straw Hats. I love Frankie, him here, because he's like, hey, I'm a part of Luffy's crew. Is there something that you want from him? Because obviously Frankie, he wasn't there at Little Garden, so he doesn't know the relationship these 2 have with them. So they're like, hey, we don't know every member of the Straw Hats. We tried to look at their bounty posters. However, we are here to assist you guys. I just love this interaction because Bonnie, she's like, hey, Vegapunk, Luffy, and Sanji, they are still fighting, so I need you guys to protect them. And also Frankie, he mentioned in regards to Dory and Brogy, oh, these are the masters that Usopp is talking about. I think that detail is very subtle, but when you look at it, their crew, they obviously, on their travels, they're on sea for such a long time, so they're going to talk to each other about different adventures and just different things that you would normally talk about to your friends on a daily basis. So I love that subtle detail. Vice Admiral Bluegrass, she is headed to Egghead with a couple other Vice Admirals, and this is where it's revealed by Doll that apparently Saul was her commanding officer. Not gonna lie, Saturn getting knocked around as many times as he had, the stock for him has been down. He's been a little bit disappointed. I love his dialogue and his reasoning behind what he's doing. I think that's been cool, but in terms of him just fighting, he hasn't really lived up to the hype. And even in this chapter, I don't think he did anything impressive. He did look a little bit menacing. He looked angry, he looked pissed, he looked more like a monster than previously he did. I also will say that Oda, he kind of blue-balled us because I thought that Sanji was going to go against Kizaru, and it took me a lot of days and a lot of pondering and thinking and convincing myself that as a Zoro fan, I'm okay with Sanji going against him. I even made a short about it, but nope, Sanji's not fighting Kizaru. He is in charge of running away and carrying Vegapunk to safety. And Sanji is not doing a good job of protecting Vegapunk. I know the past couple chapters he said he would, but Vegapunk not only got stabbed by Saturn, but he also got shot through the chest by Kizaru. So at this point, Vegapunk, he is definitely dead, and I kind of find it funny because the recent episode that dropped in the anime as I'm recording this was when Shaka talked about that he predicts that he is going to be killed. So I always just find it weird, and it's just kind of really cool at the same time that the anime can always find a way to link with the manga, and I don't think they plan on doing that, or at least had any plans of doing that. At this point, Gear 5th Luffy, he is just so hard to properly scale because he'll have some moments in chapters where it appears that he's been outclassed, or that somebody has taken advantage of him, or that he's not necessarily mastered that form and he's out of commission. But then he also does stuff like he did in this chapter when after Kizaru he punctured Vegapunk in the chest and he kicked Sanji away. Luffy, he grabs both Kizaru and Saturn. He's like, oh, you guys don't think that you're getting away. And I love this panel because a lot of people have talked about Luffy's aura, how it's gone away, or how One Piece isn't that serious. But this panel, it looks freaking epic. As I mentioned in my intro, this is probably the most important part of the chapter, and it has heavy influence on the rest of the One Piece verse because Vegapunk, he is broadcasting to the world and he is going to tell them the truth about what the world government has been hiding. Chances are he's doing this as a failsafe, or maybe he always had this plan, but now that he's about to die, he wants everybody to know what exactly the world government is hiding. This is going to be so important because there are going to be different individuals that still stick on the world government side because they know how strong that they actually are, and there are going to be some individuals that want to go against them and potentially join the revolutionaries. There might even be people who join to be pirates. How is this going to impact Cross Guild? Because we know that that organization, it allows bounties to be put on Marines, and so many individuals, not just pirates, but actual civilians, they take advantage of that system as well. I was not expecting this, but it makes sense of how he talked about Egghead. It's going to be such a catastrophic incident that shifts or changes the world. There's so much going on. I want to know what the elders are going to do. I want to know what Emu's going to do, what Shank's going to do, what Blackbeard's going to do, who's still going to be a Marine. It's just so much chaos. But yeah, man, this is one of the best chapters in One Piece, especially in Egghead so far. If you guys disagree with me, well, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. It's on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.